So good. Ooh. A lot of lime. Ooh.
Now, if I could only quit yawning,
You're livid.
it would definitely help.
Mute. Off. Sherzy. Pubalek. I even like, no, Darsh got it. Thank you. Sherzy. We be livid. We be live with Band in the Beach Part 2.
Having the spring. Oh, God. Isn't that terrible?
Hey, Linda. Hi, sweetheart.
Linda.
Oh, you sound like me last week.
No, that's just my smoker's cough, you know. I'm fine. I'm just, I just don't have any energy.
Poor thing. Videos. Hey, Linda. Hi, sweetheart.
Linda.
Oh, I heard me.
That's because I got the thing open trying to get the, no. I can share. Share. You know?
Sherzy.
Yes.
Am I doing something wrong on tubes of you? There we are.
I don't know. What are you doing?
And muted. Hello, room.
Ba, 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 ba.
Dee. Okay, let's see. School band, 20 weird things. Most popular fashion trends the year you were born. I had a dad joke played on
Yeah, I heard that.
Trip Feast last night and stream crap. Oh, little lemon and butter girl. Woo-hoo-hoo. That sounds so good. I'm drooling. I feel like Pavlov dog.
All right, you ready for some music?
Yes, mummy.
To another edition of Band.
I
don't think this one's going to go as long as the illegal did. But,
yeah, no. The old laws. Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
but you never know.
This is true. One doesn't never know.
Linda's having a shrimp fest. Oh, she had a shrimp fest last night. Steamed crabs. Or steamed, I can't even talk. Steamed crabs tonight. So yeah, always. I mean, every weekend, girl, you party.
Hardy.
Oh me.
Yeah,
did you listen?
Sarah's there,
did you listen
Timmy's
to?
There, and
did you listen?
We got bodies everywhere.
Did you listen to Sarah's review of the show?
I haven't had a chance to yet. I got it sent to me, and I've been running around like a chicken with my head cut off. I just haven't got there yet.
It was really sweet.
Oh, she's such a sweetheart.
We got Rocky over in the YouTube. Hi, Rocky.
Hi, Raquel. How are you, honey?
Or should we do it like, you know, that other guy, how he says it? But Raquel. You know how Watson says it? I think he likes to do that.
True. With a little bit of the roll.
Yeah, with that tongue roll or whatever.
Ding.
That's funny.
That's terrible. Room 13 was funny today, although no video, but
I know.
Very entertaining.
Funny. It was. Hello, Debbie.
Hail, the gang's all here. We got Rocky and Debbie and Timmy and Billy and Sammy and George.
I don't see no Timmy. Where's Timmy?
If you on the him and Linda all like this, they give us the thumbs up.
Oh, gotcha. I was gonna say I don't see him. Yeah, Linda says she's living her life and having a great time. I'm glad somebody
La vida loca.
I'm too tired. I'm serious. I just don't have it in me anymore to go live it up anymore.
Well,
I like it nice and quiet.
When you get old and decrepit, it goes that way sometimes.
Raquel. I can't roll my tongue, Linda.
Yeah, like Linda says, Watson does it the best.
Yeah. I just can't do it. So, you ready for hello?
It was E for effort and Velvet. Sure, I can do just that. Good evening, my fellow 8U Peachers. Happy Saturday. It's the 142nd day with 232 remaining in 2021. Today is International Being You Day. That invites you to celebrate being you. During this day, you are invited to explore what it means to truly be you. In short, the International Being You Day is created for you to celebrate you. It sure sounds like a lot of sheep. I don't know.
A lot of you.
As big and round as I am, this is true. Now, this sounds good. It's World Paloma Day, and that recognizes the national drink of Mexico. I always thought it was Coronas or Dos Equis, but nope. This is a refreshing cocktail made with tequila and grapefruit soda. So, squirting tequila. I used to drink that all the time. It evidently turns out is a Paloma. Sounds really, they're tasty.
Never heard that one.
Stuff. Yeah. Let's see. We're celebrating when the Paloma began. It's a bit of a mystery when it began. Back in 1938, the first grapefruit soda came onto the scene in the U.S. From there, the soda made its way to Mexico in 1955. Whoever first mixed tequila, lime, and grapefruit soda together brought together an undeniably beautiful and delightful beverage. They are quite refreshing. This is true. It's also National Craft Distillery Day. That adds spirits to the small batch revolution. Recognizing the diversity of distilled spirits, the industry followed the footsteps of craft brewers and began creating a market for themselves.
And there are a lot of them.
Yep.
A lot.
Some scholars trace the earliest record of wine distilling recipes back to Exilius Athilius. What a name.
I remember my dad. My dad used to have this little, it looked like a big log. And it was a winemaker.
Right.
This is when I was a kid. It looked like a big wine, a big log, but apparently it was a little winemaker.
Right. It's good stuff.
I'm not a wine person.
Well, despite this, Rome expelled them for practicing magic in 28 BC. The Greeks also took the idea and learned if they boiled wine in an open container, the hot alcohol vapor escaped. Next, they captured the alcohol vapor. Then they slowly heated the wine in a vessel with a small mouth-covered bowl, and the alcohol collected as a condensed vapor inside the bowl. Then the Greeks discovered with the addition of a downward slanted tube, the vapor cooled and dripped into the receiving vessel. Thus, the word distill comes from the Latin verb distillare, meaning to drip down.
Never knew that.
Nor I. It's also National Maritime Day. That recognizes the launch of the maritime industry in the United States. As one of the oldest industries, its time-honored traditions compose a full and rich history. Celebrations and ceremonies around the country recognize the people our maritime nation depends on, commemorating the first successful transatlantic voyage from the United States on May 22nd, 1819. The steamship Savannah set sail from Savannah, Georgia to England.
Woo-hoo!
So came from your neck of the woods and went east. It's also National Buy a Musical Instrument Day. The day is all about playing music. If you're a musician, it might be time for a new instrument. I was thinking, like truck drivers, don't they just get a new Peterbilt when they get old? It's also National Solitaire Day. That recognizes a card game that's been around for more than 200 years. Also known as Klondike, the classic version of the game uses a standard deck of playing cards. The object of the game is to clear the board by creating a stack of cards from low to high in each suit. If the player completes each suit, the player wins the game of solitaire. It's also National Vanilla Pudding Day. That sounds racist to me.
I like vanilla pudding.
The earliest packaged puddings in the United States were around in 1918. This and other puddings like them still required cooking on the stove. The instant version came along in the mid-1940s. I once dated a woman who used a nightlight. What a turnoff.
Hey, it could be Rocky Stucci sleeping with the lights on.
There you go. Yeah, this is just a nightlight. Bad.
Oh, God. Yeah, my eyes, I can't see doo-doo today. I've got the screen blown up, Debbie. So I can read everything. My eyes right now are so blurry, it is horrible. And by the way, I did order one of those screens. I won't get it till Tuesday.
Right, one of those blue screens or whatever they are.
Yeah, it's some kind of blue screen. The one that I got has something about eye care, so it's supposed to have some kind of protection in the settings that you can fix it where it doesn't emit so much whatever it is. And it's, let's see, the screen I'm using downstairs right now is like 19 inches. I think this one is 27. So.
Oh, wow.
And I'll be able to see everything.
Right. Now, the one I use in here for our show and whatnot is, it's just a small 24.
I think the one that I'm using right here is
an arm's distance from it. And I still have everything set like at 125.
Well, this one's a little bit bigger than the one downstairs, but I'm still having to literally blow it up. But the light in front of me doesn't help. I've got all this light coming at me, and it's not helping, So it is what it is, though. When you get old, you tend to lose your vision and crap. Yeah, it is what it is. So if it's Vanilla Pudding Day, is that a racist day?
Well, it said vanilla. Isn't vanilla racist nowadays?
I know. Hey, I love vanilla pudding. You know what's better than vanilla pudding? Adding vanilla wafers and bananas to it.
Ooh, okay. Make bananas Foster out of it. That works too.
Oh, me, oh my, oh my, oh my. Okay, how many of y'all out there sing karaoke? How many of you like to go and do your karaoke? Any of you? Anyone?
I couldn't.
No one? None of y'all are karaoke people, huh? Don't blame you. I'm not either. Anyway, I have some songs that apparently are banned. So if you sing karaoke, apparently you're...
And in karaoke, you can't sing them, you mean?
It's what it says. 13 karaoke songs you didn't know were banned. So apparently... Oh, and I found me another page. Yay. Okay, so don't expect to find this Adele power ballad in any karaoke songbooks. And I think this is only in Britain. I don't think it's here. In 2017, I can't even see. The British songstress chose not to issue a new license for her music. Oh, so maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's all over. I didn't know that they had to have a license to do it, but apparently you do. And she does not want people karaokeing her song, Hello.
Who is she?
Adele.
Adele?
Yeah, she's
okay.
The other Hello song. I'm not going to sing it, though. Song. Sorry. Now, I know most of you have heard of this band, ABBA. Apparently...
Yeah.
Huh?
ABBA. Yeah, we've heard of ABBA before.
Well, apparently they don't... You're not allowed to sing Dancing Queen in karaoke. It was removed from karaoke catalogs in 2017. Similar to Adele, they chose not to renew the licensing.
Oh, okay, well, it's their music. They can with it do what they want.
Exactly. Okay, Katy Perry, her song Roar. So she joined the ranks of Adele and ABBA by pulling her motivational jam Roar from the books. So,
well, didn't they like every high school or something there for a while? Didn't every school play it or do it or something?
I think a lot of them were doing it at the like football games and stuff like that.
Right.
Okay, this one now. I love this man. I know I probably shouldn't, but Frank Sinatra, My Way. It only applies to the Philippines, though. You can sing it here in the United States.
Yeah, could you imagine trying to hear it in the Philippines, though?
Have you ever listened to, like, those Asian, like, Chinese and whatnot doing karaoke? Oh, it is a riot.
I can imagine.
It's kind of like the guy that does the she-bang. You probably didn't see that, did you?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I think he tried out I think it was American Idol. And he became a sensation after that tryout. It was hilarious. Okay. I don't know who this person is. Luis Fonsi. It's a dude. His song Despacio. Sorry if I am butchering it. You can't use this one in Malaysia. The original song also features Justin Bieber in it. Okay, Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. Let's see. It used to be the most requested.
That song sounds familiar.
Oh, come on. Living on
What?
a prayer. Come on. You don't want me to sing anymore.
Okay.
Anyway, it apparently was one of the top requested tunes, when
Oh,
people
well.
would go to karaoke.
Uh-huh.
So the license agreement was removed from karaoke format. So
Okay.
apparently, not just that song, apparently now all Bon Jovi songs
Oh, so
are
there's no Bon Jovi song you can
not for
make
karaoke.
sound like a cat's been strangled.
Yep, no karaoke.
Okay.
Bette Midler, Wind Beneath My Wings. This one's another one that is banned in the Philippines.
Okay. I have no idea even what that is. So, and it's what, Bette Midler? Isn't she the one
Yeah.
that played in Hocus Pocus?
And what's so
She played
funny
one of
is,
the witches in Hocus Pocus.
You know why it's banned? This is what's really funny about this one is. Okay, you know how she's all vocal on her little Twitter account, right? She's like, just
Yeah. Okay.
blah, blah, blah. Well, she posted a tweet calling Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte or whoever, I don't know what his name is, a
Hashtag nailed
murderous.
it.
She said a murderous dictator. So
Oh.
Yeah,
Banned all of her
I'm
music
assuming
from
none
the
of her.
island.
I don't think any of her stuff can be played in the Philippines.
There you go.
Okay, how about Justin Timberlake's "Can't Stop the Feeling"? I don't even know that one. I know some of his
Isn't there a
songs.
song, Can't Stop This Feeling? Can't
No,
stop this.
not Ario's "Can't Stop This Feeling." This is "Can't Stop the Feeling." Justin Timberlake.
Timberlake.
Let's see, and it goes along with.
Wasn't he like on American Idol or something?
Justin Timberlake? He was Mickey Mouse Club. Back when Britney Spears and who else? Christina Aguilera and all them were. He was in that little group of Mickey Mouse Club.
Okay.
Yeah. His goes in with the Adele, Katy Perry. They did not renew the karaoke license for it.
Okay.
Okay. Prince, Purple Rain.
Well, I mean, he's pretty well croaked, so I don't think he has a whole lot to say about it anymore.
Yeah, doesn't say. I'm assuming it has to do with the licenses like the others. Okay, how about Holiday, likely. Madonna? Holiday. I hate her. Hers has been banned around the world for various reasons, like the time she was banned from singing the track Holy Water in Singapore. Here in the U.S., we can't sing karaoke to her 80s hit Holiday. Thankfully, we can and will still dance around our living room singing to it in a hairbrush. Not me.
You sing Holiday to a hairbrush. Okay. I thought that was Tom Cruise.
Well, that's true too, and him sliding, yeah.
In his drawers?
But I wouldn't even do that now.
What, slide in your drawers? Or sing into the hairbrush?
I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan anymore. So, how about U2, With or Without You?
With or without you to do what?
With or without you, U2.
Well, let's see. If it's just the two of you, then it would be with you both, wouldn't it?
Well, they did the licensing thing with it also. So, okay, Lady Gaga, The Edge of Glory. Okay, so apparently this one is a little. This one has to do with the words. China has engaged in a major crackdown on music they consider too vulgar for their citizens. That includes Lady Gaga, The Edge of Glory. She has a lot of
Arlo Green's I'm an Asshole, I'm sure is banned.
Well, she has a lot of pretty awkward songs if you listen to the lyrics. So
see.
it's not just that one. It's also her hit Judas, and Katy Perry's Last Friday Night, and Beyonce's Who Run the World. Those are not allowed to be played in China at all.
Yeah.
Coldplay, Paradise. It was removed from the platform due to a lack of licensing agreement. So
far, I don't know any of these songs, so that's yeah. Okay.
You're not missing anything. You knew My Way, and you know Purple Rain.
Yeah. So 2 out of 27.
And you know Dancing
really
Queen.
She's a dancing queen.
So what did you got?
Mean. She pees on the screen. 10 things that at one time were banned, but not necessarily any longer. There's some things we take for granted today. It used to be illegal. They were banned, even though they were pretty much harmless. Often those responsible for these laws had motives other than the stated purpose of the bans. The once banned items on this list range from sports to beverage to even holidays. And the holiday we're talking about here isn't just any holiday, but Christmas. The fact that ban was issued by a Christian sect even makes it more surprising. Number 10, football. Football, or soccer if you prefer, has a turbulent history in England and Scotland, where it had been banned several times. Edward II of England issued the first ban April 13th of 1314, prohibiting the sport in London. He decreed that football caused noise and would lead to certain unwanted consequences.
But I thought that soccer was like everywhere but here. It was like huge. They banned it?
Yes. Back in the 1300s. The second ban followed in 1331 when Edward III prohibited football even further. Edward III went on to ban all sports in 1363 and ordered that everyone practiced archery instead. King Richard II, Henry IV, Henry V also forbade football during their reigns.
Hey, me myself, I would prefer archery over sports anyway. I'm not a sport, I don't really get into the sports.
Right.
Archery is fun.
Yeah. Well, most other bans were issued over concerns that people spent more time playing football than practicing archery. The kings were not really as concerned about their subjects' bowmanship as they tried to make it seem. Football was a game of the commoners without the involvement of the aristocracy.
Kind of reminds you of that Pink Floyd song. You can't have your something if you don't eat your meat. You can't have your football if you don't do your archery.
You can't have your pudding if you don't eat your meat.
Look at you. You know that, but you didn't know the others. Come on.
Right. Another break in the wall. I've heard of Pink Floyd. In 1659, so way back, the Puritans did the impossible by banning Christmas. The Puritans had a strict interpretation of Christianity and believed that all forms of celebration, including Christmas, were sins. They also considered Christmas a pagan holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Christmas festivities.
That still goes on now, not legally, like as a written law or anything, but there's a lot of I have a niece that her and her husband do not, I don't celebrate it because I just don't have, nobody wants to, it's like the whole family but they stopped celebrating it years ago. And she had a daughter that went to her father's house for Christmas, and she wasn't allowed to bring anything back from there that she got for Christmas because they had 3 other kids by the dad that she was married to then. But they did not. No.
Well, you see, it just so happens that that's my birthday. So everybody puts lights on their house and trees, and
everybody celebrates your birthday.
Just about everybody. Yes. I mean, there's a few, like over in Israel and not what, those kind. But
I think we should change the name of it to Let's Day.
No, that's all right.
I mean, come on. In reality, though I've never been against people celebrating Christmas, but in reality, they say that Jesus was born in I believe it was in the springtime or right at the beginning of spring. Okay. This is just a holiday that people picked,
Yeah, it's as good a day as any.
It's Let's Day from now on.
Christmas festivities were first banned in England in 1644 after the Puritans became the majority in the English Parliament. The Puritans in New England heard of the ban and issued a similar one. The ban didn't stop at Christmas. Christmas trees, decorations, and dishes like mince pies were also banned. To ensure that no one was secretly celebrating Christmas, they demanded that businesses remain open on Christmas Day. Town criers walked around the day before Christmas, reminding everyone that there was no Christmas the next day. Christmas remained banned in England until 1660 and in New England until 1681.
Interesting.
Wow. Then Christmas came back. Now, here's one you wouldn't have thought of. Chess, not chest, but chess. Why? A variety of times through history, chess has been banned in Persia, Egypt, Japan, and France. It was banned in modern Afghanistan and is currently banned in Saudi Arabia. And chess was forbidden in Persia in AD 644 after the city was captured by the Muslim army of Ubayd bin al-Qaeda. Al-Qaeda. Wow, that's pretty close to Al-Qaeda, isn't it?
I know.
Banned chess over the concerns it could lead to gambling. A few decades out, I guess you wager on whether you win or not. I don't know. A few decades after that, Emperor Jito banned chess in Japan in 1005. It was outlawed in Egypt, and in 1061, Cardinal Domani of Assen prohibited clergymen from playing the game. Chess was banned by the Eastern Orthodox Church in 1195 in France and in 1254. King Louis IX said chess was useless and boring.
It is boring. I mean, I think it takes a skill to play it, and I obviously do not have that skill. I've never understood the game. But, to say that it could lead to gambling, I mean, come on. You know that New Year's, the hot dog eating contest?
Right.
People gamble on that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they gamble on anything. I mean, I don't care what it is. Who can take the biggest poop?
I'll bet you. The Taliban banned chess in 2001. They claimed it made people miss prayers and could encourage, guess what? Gambling. And Saudi Arabia followed in 2016, saying the game was a time waster. It is obvious that all of these kingdoms, churches, and monarchies ban chess over flimsy excuses. This means there could have been undisclosed underlying reasons. The underlying reason is suspected to be religion. People could assume a powerful being somewhere controlled their luck wherever they won or lost the game of chance. However, with a game of strategy like chess, they could realize their win or loss is determined by their actions. The leaders feared this could become a threat if people applied that belief to the real world. Yeah, think for themselves. Gee, they don't like that. Isn't that interesting? Here's one you wouldn't have thought of. Popcorn. Popcorn was banned from movie cinemas during the silent film era. Back then, movies were a form of entertainment primarily enjoyed by the upper classes, who were most likely to be able to read the captions in the films. Cinemas were expensively furnished to cater to the target audience. The floors were covered with expensive carpets and rugs. Theater owners did not want popcorn bits messing up their rugs, so they just banned it. Popcorn was commonly sold as street food at the time. Wow. Yeah, walking down the street,
actually
get
had
your
a
bag
whole
of popcorn.
article on that pulled up, but I had closed it a little while ago.
Oh, wowzer. About popcorn?
Yeah, why popcorn was banned.
I'll be darned. This changed during the Great Depression when the first sound films appeared. People no longer needed to be educated to enjoy their favorite movies. This opened up the cinemas to the lower classes. They came in with popcorn, which was cheap, even at the height of the Great Depression. Popcorn vendors realized the huge market potential and moved their wares closer to movie theaters. Cinema owners realized what was happening and started charging the vendors to sell the popcorn around their establishment. The owners later realized they could make more profits if they sold the popcorn themselves, and they added it to their business.
Well, like Linda says, popcorn goes with the movies. I mean,
oh yeah.
Can you really watch a movie without eating popcorn?
No, I don't know. I don't
They
believe it's
they go
possible.
hand in hand. Movie,
They do.
popcorn.
Hand to mouth anyway.
Yeah, that's
Here's something you wouldn't have thought of as being banned: bowling. Bowling is another sport that was banned by the British kings of old. Yep.
Wow.
King Edward III, who was already mentioned for outlawing football, banned bowling in 1366 because it distracted people from, guess what?
What?
Archery. King Edward IX banned it again in 1477, along with several other sports and games, over concerns that they all stop people from working and their bow proficiency. King Henry VIII also banned bowling, even though he was a bowler himself. Like his predecessor, the ban was directed at the archers, who he complained spent more time bowling and engaging in sports than practicing archery. The fact that Henry loved bowling probably stopped him from banning it completely. However, he enforced certain laws that would have left bowling the exclusive province of the aristocracy. First, anyone who owned a bowling green was expected to pay a tax of £100. Outdoor greens were outlawed. Greens had to be indoors and used for private purposes.
Yeah, I forgot about that they used to have like a green, like in the yard, have a.
Yeah,
I forgot
bowling
that was
green,
how they used to do
kind of like
it.
a putting green, but for bowling. It's pretty wild. This one we touched on before, I do believe. Women wearing pants. In 1800, the Paris police chief declared that women needed to seek clearance from the police headquarters before wearing men's clothing. In 1892, the law was reformed to allow women to wear trousers on the condition that they held the reins of a horse at the time. The law was further reformed in 1909 to include the condition that a woman was riding a bicycle. If they dismounted from the bike, they needed to keep their hands on the handlebars. In 1969, Paris, then a current police chief, was asked by the city council to repeal the law. He refused, even though it was no longer enforced, saying that the law could become necessary again due to the unpredictable nature of fashion. Ironically, Paris policewomen would later start wearing pants as part of their uniforms. Another attempt to have the law repealed failed in 2003. After the minister in charge of gender equality said it was necessary to change the ordinance since it was not enforced. The law was finally repealed on January 31st, 2013. Wow.
Gender equality. Don't they know? Don't people really know? There is no equality. Women are just superior.
Uh-huh. And so much better drivers than men. Exactly. Now, here's one you wouldn't have thought of. Women
I mean,
owning
seriously, the
credit
way that I
cards.
look at it is men are superior in certain aspects that women are superior in other aspects, and
Exactly.
not saying that
I
a
don't know a
man can't
single
be
man that can give
superior.
birth.
A man can still be superior in some of the things that women are superior in, and vice versa. Why does it have to
Exactly.
be equality? We're
Because
individuals. I might be good at something that you're not good at, and the same with you.
lots of things.
I'm so
There's a
sick
bunch of
of
stuff I'm not any good at.
equality.
You've given birth to many more children than I have.
Oh, but now
Guaranteed,
men
hands
can. Don't
down.
you know that?
Uh-huh.
At least that's what they're trying to say.
Right. And I have this 12-inch cock running around here in my property. And the city tells me if I don't get rid of this chicken, they're going to fine me. Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Women in the United States were not explicitly barred from owning a credit cards, at least not officially. However, they experienced open discrimination and found it difficult to obtain them. Married women were required to have their husbands sign their applications before they would be issued a credit card. Widows and single women were expected to find a man to co-sign. Oh
Oh my
my
gosh.
goodness.
I mean, I am
Yep.
glad that things like that are gone. I am there are some things that women should have had the right to do, but that's as an individual person. That
True.
that should have no bearing on male female. It should be
True.
if you're qualified to do it, then you should be able to do it. Period. Wear what
Well,
you want to
it,
wear, work and do the job that you want to do, and be happy.
sure, be happy. That's all you can be. A woman was also required to reveal her marital status and the number of children before she could be issued a credit card. Her
Wow.
earnings were also halved to calculate the maximum amount she could spend on the credit card. The discrimination continued until 1974 when Congress passed the Equal Credit Opportunity Act, which made it illegal to discriminate against any credit card application based on their gender, race, religion, etc., etc.,
The
etc.
way I see it is get your credit card and learn the hard way and then get rid of
There
it.
you, there you go. We're almost done. We're down to number 3, so we're getting closer. Here's one you wouldn't have thought of: coffee shops. In 1675, King Charles II of England passed a law banning coffee shops.
They had coffee shops back then?
Yep.
Wow.
To stop some creative and entrepreneurs from working from home. He also banned everyone from selling coffee from their homes. In fact, he barred everyone from selling coffee, tea, chocolate, and sherbet in any house or shop. The ban
Wow.
had nothing to do with coffee itself. The king was only concerned with people could plan a rebellion in the coffee shops. Coffee shops were the equivalent of today's bars. London alone had up to 3,000 of them when people gathered to gossip and discuss national issues.
That's
King
just
Charles
crazy.
II had a bitter history when it came to trusting people and always suspected that everyone was out to hurt him. He didn't state that in the decree he issued to inform his subjects about the ban, though. He claimed coffee shops made people lazy and disrupted the public peace. The ban was never enforced since it was abolished 2 days before it became effective.
I thought people drank coffee because they were being lazy and they wanted to get up and do stuff.
Yeah.
And go blah, 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 blah.
Everybody used to just go hang out at the old Starbucks. Number 2, we're getting closer. There's only 2 left. Swimwear. Swimwear caused a moral panic in the early part of the 20th century. Before the 1900s, swimwear was made of wool and covered the whole body. It was even comparable with regular everyday clothes. Things changed in the 20th century when bathing suit attire became sleeveless and tighter. In an attempt to preserve public decency, cities and deep beaches started passing laws and ordinances to set the minimum length for swimwear allowed on their beaches. The one-piece swimsuit was banned outright. Several
Wow.
women were arrested for wearing short bathing suits at several beaches, including those in famous cities like New York and Chicago.
Remember when they used to have those full body, it was like a tank top with legs and stuff?
Pretty
The
much.
men used to wear them.
In 1919, New York recruited 20 special female sheriffs to patrol its beaches to ensure that women only wore the approved swimwear. In 1921, Hawaii amended its law to allow women to wear short swimsuits on the condition that they covered them with a longer cloth. Some women covered themselves with towels and raincoats to stay within the limits of the law. Things started to change in the 1930s when governments began to tolerate women with shorter swimwear. Number one most banned item, the bikini, was another victim of the war against indecency. It caused its own moral panic soon after it released in 1946. Wow, that old. At one point, its maker, Louis Reard, became demoted by its poor sales and almost gave up. The bikini was banned in France, Spain, Italy, Portugal, Australia, and in some parts of the U.S. For a time, they couldn't be shown in Hollywood films either. In 1953, Pedro Zagazo, the mayor of Benderman, allowed people to wear bikinis on the city beaches, even though the attire was banned in the whole of Spain. British tourists were bringing their bikinis to the city, and the mayor knew he had to allow them to wear their bikinis if it was ever going to turn Bedlam into a tourist destination. Several women got in trouble with civil guard members at the beaches because of the contradictory law. Nevertheless, Zagorza was determined to let the bikini stay. He rode his scooter on an 8-hour trip to visit General Francisco Franco, the military dictator of Spain, in Madrid. His pants were stained with motor oil by the time he met the general. General Franco acquiescent. He gave in, and the bikini slowly entered Spain. Yay.
Oh my gosh.
Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
And another band bites the dust. Bikinis. Who would have figured? Who would have fingered?
Just crazy.
Crazy. Uh-oh. Is that me, or did the video stop on? Let me check me. Could be me.
Nope,
I kicked back over. There we are. No,
They're
it was
still
me.
going. Must be you.
It was me. It were me.
Hi,
Jen.
You.
We have Jen and Nicholas listening tonight, too. Hi, Nick.
Yes. Okay, how about some books?
Books? Banned books? They're always banning books.
Banned books. Okay. This is the first one that they have in here is the dictionary. In 1987, the Anchorage School Board in Alaska banned the American Heritage Dictionary because it had objectionable entries, like the slang definition for balls, knocker, bed. A California elementary school banned the Merriam-Webster because the definition of oral sex was not age appropriate.
Oh my goodness.
The Lorax. We know a lot of Dr. Seuss books are banned, but the Lorax, let's see, it didn't sit well with California loggers.
California knockers, did
loggers,
you say?
Loggers, you know, tree loggers.
Oh, loggers. I thought you said knockers, like blondes or brunettes.
Yertle the turtle. It was also anti-deforestation. Well, a Canadian school announced Yertle the Turtle was one of its banned books in 2012 because of this line. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down here at the bottom, we too should have rights. Apparently, that line was too partisan for a school that had banned political messages. James and the Giant Peach. I've seen the movie, but I don't think I've ever read the book. No matter how you feel about human-sized bugs, James and the Giant Peach seems innocent enough at first glance. Some schools have challenged it for language, tobacco, and alcohol references. But the oddest
James and the Giant Peach?
Yeah, in 1999...
Didn't they like Skittles? No, that was Reese's Pieces.
In 1999, a small Wisconsin town officially made it one of its banned books after claiming a scene when the spider licks her lips could be taken in two ways, including sexual. Where the Wild Things Are. It's a dark and scary children's book.
Okay.
It's considered a classic, but it was initially banned because Little Max's punishment was starvation, lack of supper. The story had supernatural themes, so yeah. Where the Sidewalk Ends. I don't recall this one, but
usually it's at the end of the property or at the street.
Well, it's a thing
Hey,
of. It's Where the Sidewalk Ends is poems and drawings. According to some school, the book actually promotes everything from drug use to suicide.
Well, that's what they used to say about the song Puff the Magic Dragon.
I know, right? Harriet and the Spy.
Isn't that a kid's book show, something?
Well, I think they did make a show at one time about it. I'm not 100% sure. Critics argued the spy was less of a good girl Nancy Drew and more of a mean-spirited gossip. Some schools banned to keep students from the bad influence. The Giving Tree. It's about unconditional love. The book is.
Okay.
But to one bitter Colorado librarian who took it off the shelves, The Giving Tree was just plain sexist.
Everything's.
I know.
I'm so tired of politically correctness.
Brown Bear, what do you see?
Molasses up the tree. I don't know.
It was taken out of schools, and it was apparently all an awkward mistake. It was recognized after writer Bill Martin Jr.'s name from another book, Ethical Marxism. There was one problem is they're not the same. Bill Martin and Bill Martin Jr. are two different people. So they assumed that he wrote Ethical Marxism and they pulled Brown Bear, thinking, that was how they would get back at him for it.
Okay.
Diary of a Young Girl.
You say so.
You remember that? I think we had to read it in school. Anne Frank, the diaries.
Diary of Anne Frank was called The Diary of Anne Frank.
Right. Well, it was originally The Diary of a Young Girl.
Originally, no. I always remembered it as The Diary of Anne Frank ever since the, 30s, 40s.
Well, I don't know. They've got it as The Diary of a Young Girl, but it's about Anne Frank. Basically, they deemed some of the 14-year-old descriptions of her anatomy as pornographic. An Alabama textbook committee asked for it to be banned because it was a real downer. How about Charlotte's Web? That was one of my favorites. I loved Charlotte's Web. So, let's see. It became a controversy.
Don't they make bacon in the Ed? In the end of the book, don't they make bacon?
Well, apparently in 1952 in Kansas, they had it banned because talking to animals went against their religious beliefs. The only creatures that can communicate vocally, showing lower forms of life with human abilities and sacrilegious disrespect to God. And it says in here, we wonder what they'd think about the Cat in the Hat, and Mickey Mouse, and the Three Bears. How about the great...
Well, Goldilocks was obviously into bestiality because she was in
I know, right? How about the Grapes of Wrath? I think I saw the movie. It was about migrants.
It's about the Depression, right?
Yeah, it was about homeless migrants in Kern County, California, where the protagonist land. The real-life county board of supervisors didn't appreciate the author's portrayal of how locals didn't help migrants. A 1939 vote removed the Grapes of Wrath from the area schools and libraries.
Wow. Don't like the press, so we'll just ban it.
I know, right? To Kill a Mockingbird.
That one I knew got zinged.
It's the fourth most challenged or banned classic book. Advocates of banning it argue that its issues with racism and sexuality aren't suitable for young readers.
Yeah, we don't want kids to have to think for themselves. No.
I know, right?
Why would we do that?
How about Where's Waldo? You remember the Waldo books?
Well, no, but I know of them.
Well, it was originally published. It was originally published in 1987, and they spotted something: a partially topless woman sunbathing in a beach scene. People complained, and the book found itself among the top 100 most banned books in America between 1990 and 2000.
Because it had cartoon boobs.
I guess. Black Beauty. Believe it or not.
Black Beauty?
Black Beauty.
And it's not the speeders that was in that country song from today. No, we're talking about the horse. What in the fire truck?
Well, apparently it was
not good.
It was in South Africa. The White Nationalist Party mistakenly thought that the book was about a black woman and deemed it unfit for public. Shouldn't you read a book before you ban it?
Well, remember the line, don't judge a book by its cover.
Here we go.
Goodness gracious.
Alice's Adventures in Wonderland.
That's because it's about drug use.
In 1931, the governor of China's Hunan province, not Wuhan, but Hunan province, banned the book because of the talking animals. He believed it was disastrous to put animals and human beings on the same level. Harry Potter. Let's see.
Because of the magic. Yeah, it was Satanism.
Well, they consider it to be satanic. Schools across the country have banned them from their themes of magic and sorcery, as well as their portrayal of death and evil. Twelfth Night. Now, I've never heard this one before. But apparently in New Hampshire in 1996, because of its mentions of cross-dressing and same-sex romance.
In New Hampshire?
In New Hampshire. Merrimack, New Hampshire? I don't know. Brothers Grimm Fairy Tales. Now, I remember they had a series out not long ago. Probably about 5 years ago, and I used to love to watch that show. Let's see. So, it was written in the 1800s. 1994, the complete fairy tales of the Brothers Grimm was banned in certain classrooms in the Kyrene Elementary School District of Arizona for excessive violence, negative portrayal of female characters, and anti-Semitic references. Just a couple of years earlier, two self-proclaimed witches called for Hansel and Gretel to be banned from school, saying it portrayed witches in a negative light.
Well, let's see. She wanted to throw the little kitties in the oven and bake them. Does that throw them in a bad light?
I
No,
guess so.
not at all.
How about Little Red Riding Hood?
She got ate by the big bad wolf, right?
Well, apparently a school district in Culver City, California, banned the 1983 illustrated version of Little Red Riding Hood because it was seen as promoting alcoholism.
Wait a minute.
Apparently,
who's got a bottle in Little Red Riding Hood? I can't think of any place.
She has her basket, her little basket that she's carrying to Grandma's house.
Right.
And there's a bottle of wine.
Basket.
There's a bottle of wine in her basket. And her grandma drinks half of the bottle with a red nose.
I don't remember a bottle of wine in Little Red Riding Hood.
It's on the cover of the book.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because she has a basket of goodies that she's taking to her granny.
Okay, see there? See the wine bottle sticking out of the back of the basket?
I will in a second when it shows me. Where? Hey, a commercial. Well, that could be a bottle of grape juice, maybe.
You keep telling yourself that.
The original Bob, and maybe she's, taking, Bob
and
to Grandma.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
That's bad.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. So now some of those books I had heard of being banned before, and I'd heard why. And then some of them it's like, what in the bejeebies?
Uh-huh. Okay, well, you want to do your the TV space show?
Sure. We got like 2 minutes?
I stopped it, so we got about 10 minutes.
You stopped it, so we have 10 minutes.
Yeah, I stopped it, so we got about 10 minutes. So
we have like 2 minutes.
10.
Do you want to be an astronaut? The question the Discovery Channel is asking people with a new reality show competition. Who wants to be an astronaut? They announced on Monday, May 18th, and its aim is to send one ordinary but lucky person to a space tourism trip to the International Space Station.
Didn't somebody, was it Elon or was it, what's the other guy that owns that airline?
Branson. Virgin Galactic is setting it up to
where they were taking a
like
poll.
A 45-second.
Yeah.
45-second flight.
Okay.
Now, this one, on the other hand, one ordinary but lucky person on a space tourism mission to the space station. The winner will be a crew member on the Axiom Mission 2. And the second mission from Axiom Space will fully private group of space travelers to the ISS, which is set for early January of 2022. And who will get to go? The Discovery Channel said, we are not looking for rocket scientists. This is an opportunity for regular people to have their chance to travel to space and share that journey with the world. Okay. Yeah, if you're a rocket scientist, you're welcome to apply too. Discovery announced is less than a week old, but NASA has yet to promote or comment on it so far. The vagueness parallels a different spaceflight reality show competition called Space Hero, which also announced that it has signed a Space Act agreement with NASA and has not said how far it's agreed to let any private citizen into the space station as the series advertises. Streaming of Discovery's new reality series will be made available on its main channel, but will also be made on Discovery's affiliate websites and apps. Filming is expected to start late this year in 2021.
2021?
You have to. It's 2021. Let's see.
You want me to play the video?
Yeah, you can. The casting call on Discovery website states that old American, that eligibility is limited to U.S. residents or citizens. Additional requirements will be disclosed at a later date. According to Discovery, the series will be staged in 8 rigorous parts, although the challenges expected of the contestants and who will be judging them are unknown at this time. There have been no mention of whether or not these challenges will include any physical training that professional astronauts must master before their journeys. The television network said in a statement, the series will follow each of the contestants competing for the opportunity in a variety of extreme challenges designed to test them on their attributes real astronauts need most. And they undergo the training necessary to qualify for spaceflight and life on board the space station. In the end, one lucky candidate deemed to have the right stuff by the panel of expert judges will punch their ticket for an adventure few have ever taken. The series will chronicle each pivotal movement along the way, from liftoff to re-entry and the return home. All in all, a boon to space tourism, which, by the way, is defined as human space travel for recreational purposes. Space tourism includes ordinary citizens traveling to Earth orbit or suborbit, or presumably even lunar orbit, although that has not yet happened. In Earth history, only 2 countries, the US and Russia, have allowed orbital space tourism. Tohoko Hanhiya, a Japanese journalist, and Helen Sharman, a British chemist, flew to the then Soviet space station called Mir back in 1990 and 91. Respectively, both won their tickets from a contest promoted within their workspaces and sponsored by affiliate companies. NASA has also flown a few private flyers, teachers, and politicians as spaceflight participants on space shuttles in the early 1980s. Among those passengers included a teacher, Christina McAfee, who died in the 1986 Challenger space disaster, and newly named NASA Administrator Bill Nelson. A handful of wealthy tourists have also made it off-planet. Dennis Tito, an American engineer and an entrepreneur, most widely known for the first space tourist to fund his own trip to space in mid-2001. He spent nearly 8 days in orbit as a crew member of ISS EP-1, a visiting mission to the International Space Station, AX-1, operated by SpaceX on behalf of Axiom, originally named American film professionals Tom Cruise and Doug Liam as passengers for a movie project, but it was later said they'll fly on a subsequent flight. It's worth noting that several previous astronaut competitions ended in failure and or were canceled. In 2017, for example, Susan Imber won the BBC 2 television program Astronauts, Do You Have What It Takes?, in which a judge, former astronaut Chris Hadfield, recommended her for the European Space Agency. After a competitive process, Imber has not yet gone to fly. In February 2013, Tito announced his intention to send a privately financed spacecraft to Mars by 2018, and stating that the technology is already in place. However, in November 2013, Tito and other Mars One team members admitted that their plan was impossible without significant levels of assistance and funding from NASA. If it was not clear if you want to be an astronaut or not, we'll accept applications for civilians with disabilities, but its casting calls includes relevant questions suggesting that it may. ESA's current astronaut process does not discourage applicants with disabilities, and an inspiration for which SpaceX dubs the world's first all-civilian mission includes Javi Eckles, who wears a partially prosthetic limb after childhood bone cancer. In that mission, Haley and 3 other passengers will launch on a Crew Dragon capsule into orbit around Earth. It's currently scheduled to launch no earlier than September 15 of 2001. 2001. 21. According to the official mission website, founder and CEO of Shift for Payments, Jared Iscom, will command the mission in its goal also to raise support for St. Jude's Research Hospital. He said in the statement he is donating the 3 accompanying seats of the mission. The crew members 2 crew members who will be selected to represent the mission pillars of leadership, hope, generosity, and prosperity. Inspiration 4 is the realization of a lifelong dream and a step toward a future in which anyone can venture out and explore the stars. I appreciate the tremendous responsibility that comes with commanding this mission, and I want to use this historic moment to inspire humanity while helping to tackle childhood cancer here on Earth. Pretty cool.
Okay, I'm gonna play the video.
Would be neat. Sure.
For generations, space has captured our hearts, minds, and imagination. Now, those dreams can come true. For the first time ever, you have a chance to go to space.
Our goal is to make space accessible to everyday people.
I did it! Who wants to be an astronaut?
That should be interesting.
Yeah. Be kind of fun to try out for.
Very interesting. You gonna try out?
Yeah, no, I'm too old.
Oh, goodness.
But it would be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. Oh, me. Well, we have come to the end of our show again.
Thank you all
What
for
will we do
listening
next
tonight.
week? We'll have to look and see if there's more band stuff and then move on to something new. If anybody has any suggestions, by the way, be free to let us know. And if you missed the show, you can catch it at any of these scrolling across the top and all that good stuff. And let's see, what else? Music should be coming any second now.
Off track. Let's see, Derailed Shenanigans coming up April 19th through the 21st in Nashville.
Be there or be square.
Welcome.
Exactly. And apparently they've already gotten hotel, like some reservations.
Yeah, we have a group room rate at the 4 Points Sheridan.
At the airport.
Close to the airport. Yeah.
So, but thanks everybody for hanging out with us, and I hope we did bore you to death. You know, all that good stuff. Where is the music?
I lost it.
Like it's
That's what happens when you.
There it goes. We'll see y'all later.
Peace out, everybody. Ding.